And we're live.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast number 12. Today we have a decent amount of other YouTubers with us. BigKleib, you want to go into what your channel is and the cars you got?
Yeah. So basically, it was all started out as like covering races, but lately in the past year and a half or so, it's evolved into like racing and like vlog style and behind the scenes stuff. So kind of an automotive variety channel, I guess. A lot of people knew me for the Z06 that I had. I had a C6 with the heads cam setup. 10-second car. I got rid of it, and just like 2 days ago, I actually just bought a Silverado, regular cab short bed. It's going to be channel project coming out, so that should be fun. Got some big plans for that, so see how it all pans out. But pretty much what my channel's saying.
All right. Oh, yeah, about that. You want to go into yours?
Sure. I have a 2017 Ford Mustang and a 1991 Jeep Wrangler and a 1989 Honda Prelude and a 1990 Mazda Miata, and traded my Nissan GTR for the Mustang. So I guess I'm the only YouTuber in existence to ever do that. But I just missed having a Mustang, and I've got a playlist for every single car. I do a lot of restorations, and with the Mustang, I'm doing the build. So I've had the car for about 2 months now, and I've already done a lot to it. So check it out if you're into Mustangs or pretty much anything else that I mentioned. Got a really big Jeep following too. So if you're into Jeeps, definitely check it out.
All right. Kevin, you want to go into your channel?
Yeah. All right. So it started off as me trying to go to the NFL, which I'm still trying to do, and then kind of evolved into a little bit of a car channel. I've got a 2016 Dodge Charger Hellcat. I've got a 2013 JK Wrangler. And I've got a 2015 Ram 25 clothing line. So business stuff, and then do some things. But it's it's cars, it's everyday life, it's business, kind of a little bit of everything.
All right. EastBroasters, you want to go into your channel?
Sure, it's a fresh channel, brand new. It's the whole idea, but is I'm an East Coast guy. I'm from New Jersey. My name's Mike, and basically it's just covering events, car shows, cars from the East Coast and the surrounding regions. And I drive a 2004 BMW 325xi with 303,000 miles, and it's it's an adventure car. Have a good time. Just channel's all about having a good time, sharing my experiences in the car community and talking about cars.
All right. Armin, you want to go into what your channel is and the car you got?
Yeah, channel is Red SS, and I have a 2016 Chevrolet SS. Also, all my other cars are 2014 GTI. And basically, I started the channel just because I could see a ton of videos on the car. So I thought I might as well have some fun just to make it some of my own. And that's where I'm at so far.
All right. I'm just trying to make a post on. Okay, who's watching the stream right now? Because I can hear it doubled.
Sounds okay on this end.
Okay. I was just trying to do an Instagram post and tag everybody in it that we're doing this. So I'm just trying to make sure I didn't forget anybody. I'm going to feel like an ass. Okay, so just a double check. Oh, yeah, about that. BigKleib, Armin, EastBroasters, and Kevin. Did I forget anybody?
No.
Okay, good. Just wanted to double check. Okay, so for first topic, I've done this before in podcast. What the hell? Let's just do it again. How did everybody else get into cars? Anybody want to go first?
I will. my dad is a mechanic, and that's basically the end of the story. No, but I've just always, you know how that is. Always had car magazines and all that kind of stuff. So naturally, I was like, ooh, best stuff. And one thing led to another, and it spiraled out of control. And now most people, I guess, would call it an obsession. That's my story.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I'll go. I've been into cars forever and ever, as long as I can imagine, into Matchbox cars and Tonka trucks and stuff like that. And in high school, I actually worked for a car dealership and got to drive cars around, and that was a lot of fun. So I really enjoy buying older stuff and kind of restoring it and just wasting lots and lots of money on cars and trucks. That's what I do.
Yeah, I can definitely identify with the wasting money thing.
Isn't that why they invented money, to spend on cars?
You know what? I got a really funny story to tell real quick about my GTR.
All right, go ahead.
When I traded the GTR, I took all my stuff off of it, all my, exhaust and everything. Basically, I stripped it out to trade it in. And I threw it up on OfferUp app. And I got a message from a guy saying that he just bought a GTR and he wants to buy all my stuff. Well, it turns out it was my old car that he bought. So he ended up buying all my stuff. He just came and picked it up. He bought everything I had. He paid me for it. So it's going right back on the same car.
Oh, wow.
I think that's really cool. He works at the dealership where I traded it. He's an actual mechanic, and he bought the car before it was ever offered for sale. So he loves it. So he's going to be watching my channel. I told him my channel name, so I got a new subscriber, I'm sure. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
Okay, so who wants to go into how they got into cars next?
I'll go. So my dad, before he died when I was little, he was building a 65 Nova, 454 big block. He never finished it because he died. So that's kind of how I got into it. He took me to funny car races and stuff like that. Obviously, I couldn't drive. So then, honestly, right around like the Fast and Furious when that came out, that kind of what jump-started me back into cars. And then, now I'm here driving a Hellcat. Hyundai, and I'm in a Hellcat.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go next. What got into cars? Well, I can't remember a time that I wasn't into cars. I guess it all stems from my dad, one way or another. He has and had for forever a 1987 Mustang GT. Yeah, I really built that up in the 1990s with, the engine swap, supercharger, and the Cobra intake, and whatever was going in the 90s. And I guess that stemmed off on me. When I was little, my dad got me a PlayStation. Of course, the first game was Gran Turismo, and always raced around the oval track in a Viper and Corvettes. And then, I always had the Matchbox cars. And I guess as I got older, I watched a lot of YouTube and, whatever was out there on cars, really, the movies. And, yeah, I just kept at it,
It kind of reminds me of when all like watching exhaust videos. That was all I got on YouTube for. What does this exhaust of this cam sound like in this car?
Yeah, like before, like YouTube, were like, well, there's a big like YouTuber thing where everyone had their channel with their content. Now all the things out there are just like, what's this exhaust on this car? This car does pass on a quarter mile at this time. This car POV view inside like a famous racetrack or something.
Yeah.
Okay, Armin, you want to go next, or should I go next?
No, I'm good. Yeah. Well, I always liked cars, as a kid. Just, everything from Hot Wheels tracks, RC. Really got into RCs for a little bit years ago. Of course, it was a lot of fun. Got some driver's training under my belt years ago. I continued that through some of my past work history, track work, defensive driving, evasive, emergency vehicle operations. So I've always kind of had that driving bug. So had, started all kind of some fun cars, M3s, some Star Wars, Eric. So yeah, pretty much making car stuff. I really love the autos. It's pretty fascinating, fascinating business.
Okay, I guess it's my turn, I guess. Well, how I kind of got into cars as I remember it was probably Fast and the Furious, because I went to my uncle's one time and he had the Fast and the Furious movies. I don't know why, but I watched the second one before I watched the first one. Don't ask me why.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I just like the cover of it better. I don't fucking know. But then I like everybody that watches my channel knows like I'm more freaking cars. But when I first started liking cars, it was the complete opposite. I was into like the tuners and stuff like that because of Fast and the Furious. And then one thing I'd forgot about was my mom actually told me that all the time when she'd walk me to elementary school and stuff, I would literally name every fucking car on the way there. I was like, well, shit, I don't even remember that, but all right. So then I guess it's just kind of escalated from there, I guess. Okay, now I should probably look up the next topic.
Sounds like someone's driving.
Yeah, I'm driving.
Yeah, kind of does.
I can hear the exhaust.
Hey, at least it ain't as bad as the one time my friend Chris Sipple was in here, and he wasn't driving, but he was riding shotgun, and his car is loud because it's a Coyote Swap New Edge. Yeah, we can hear it pretty damn well. Okay, so here's a good topic. What's everybody's thoughts on Jeep actually making a Jeep truck now?
I'm all for it. I wish they would have done it a long time ago.
I think they'll sell the hell out of it.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, apparently Jeep's actually making a Jeep truck now. Like before, you could find like other companies or whatever that would turn a regular, Wrangler into a truck. But now Jeep's actually, like they kind of cut on and be like, people want a Jeep truck, so let's make it for once instead of letting the other companies do it.
Yeah, but Jeep trucks are not new. They've actually been around for decades and decades. The J10 and the Comanche. I mean, they've made Jeep trucks, and they'll sell the hell out of a Jeep truck, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't seem to, like, I'm not a big Jeep fan because I don't fit in them very well.
Me either.
Or at least every Jeep that I've drove, it's so uncomfortable. Like my friend Stanley's, I think it's a 2006 Wrangler long wheelbase. I was driving it one day. We had to jump start it because the battery was dead, so we were going to drive and take it to Sears to get a battery. And I was driving, thank God. And yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable to drive, but I still did it. Like literally, if I used my right foot for the brake, my foot would start hurting. That's how cramped I was.
They're not supposed to be comfortable, and they're not ergonomic, that's for sure.
Yeah, like the only way I would use the brake comfortably is using my left foot.
It's like a race car.
One of these days, I'm supposed to do a review on that Jeep. One of these days, whenever he's not busy. But yeah, is that everybody's thoughts on that, or do we have any more?
I mean, as for the Jeep truck selling, I know where I'm from, like there's Jeeps, Wranglers everywhere. Like, not only like JKs, but all the models, and I don't see why they won't be able to sell them, especially like with the Fiat Chrysler and the financial situation they're in now. Something like that will sell a lot, that they don't have to do a lot of making new tooling and fabrication. I think it's a home run, especially if they're making a new generation Jeep really soon and they can just implement it into that platform. So where it's like made to be a pickup from the get-go. I think it'll be fantastic from the selling point. My dad had 2 Hummers, so Jeeps are always like the bad guy. But, as for a business case for it, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Jeep people are going to go nuts. I don't know, though. Like, if I was I'm really biased, so never mind. But if I was buying like a truck for like a utility vehicle, I don't know. I feel like I would just buy like an F-150 or something like that, or a Silverado. I don't know. I'm not an F-150, probably a Power Stroke, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't seen much about them, so.
I think the Jeep truck's going to be much more light duty, more like a Ranger S10 type or Colorado. Going to compete with a full size truck, but people will buy them and they'll pay a lot of money for them because it's going to say Jeep on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it'll be in the same. I don't think they'll be targeting the same market who's going for pickups as well. So, but
Yeah, because that'd probably be more like a smaller truck too, not like like the Silverado. It's probably not in that kind of class yet.
Makes
Now in the future, Jeep might make like a whole different, model or whatever that is a truck. You never know. But here's another topic I kind of heard of recently. Was apparently I think GM is getting sued for some kind of emissions thing or whatever with their truck. Any of you guys heard about that?
Actually, I write for Speed Society, and I did a little article on that. And it's like, I didn't even realize there's multiple, like, everybody apparently is getting sued for the diesel cheating scandals,
Yeah.
Seems like a lot like the W thing that just happened, and I guess nobody's learned their lesson, and now GM's allegedly following in VW's footsteps.
I guess so, but that's the thing. Wasn't it like the government that sued Volkswagen though?
I'm not exactly sure.
I think it was the government that sued Volkswagen, and then with Chevy, it wasn't the government this time.
Huh.
I think it was like some people or something that decided to sue it. I forget what article it was. I probably shared it on my Facebook somewhere.
I just have one question about this topic. Is it for the diesel trucks, like the
Yeah, I think it was for the
Duramax
diesels.
trucks? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
We're doing that good old something about put something in the software to just trick the emissions testing or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if GM doesn't do it, the people's going to do it anyway. So.
Yeah, right.
So,
Complaining, but
speaking of diesel stuff, another thing is, did you guys hear about Maryland actually making it illegal to roll coal now?
Yeah. We actually, I don't know if you guys have heard of Cruising Ocean City, that huge city.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah, they hammer diesel drivers hard for doing that stuff because they're just rolling coal all over the place. There's a ton of people, and it's illegal as hell there now.
I'm pretty sure.
I live in Maryland, so I think that's why I was probably aware of it before a lot of people.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal here in California too, and that's mostly like an East Coast thing. When I lived in Florida, that was really big, but you just don't see that here. So I'm pretty sure it's definitely against the law. Everything's against the law in California.
Yeah.
All electric cars.
And then Florida's like the complete opposite, where there's so much shit that's legal.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely no laws down there.
Here they just.
That's why that's probably the best place for an automotive enthusiast to go, because you don't have to worry about jack shit.
Here they just plug everything into your OBD too, and I mean when you get something tuned, your tuner just deletes everything. So basically, there are no emissions laws for OBD2 vehicles.
Where are you from again, Jesse?
Delaware.
Delaware, okay.
Unless it's older, and they have a probe test. So.
Yeah, I'd still love to know how Mike from Street Speed gets away with all the shit that's on his trip.
Oh, what's all done to that? I know about his car.
A shit ton. I think he's got illegal tires. He's got illegal window tint. What else? I'm trying to think. I know both his truck and his Corvette are illegal as hell.
Right. Yeah. I think you get a shop to do it, then how that goes. Little buddy with a shop. Oh, it looks legal to me. Parking lot. Looks good. Looks safe.
Back to the diesel thing, in a way. This is not about trucks at all, but I know a guy that works at a BMW dealer, one of the head mechanics down in Virginia. And back when they had the 3 Series diesels of the last generation, they had a turbo 6-cylinder in there, and it was around 400 foot-pounds of torque. They're actually, for what they were, like pretty decent, powerful engines. And I was like asking him like, how are those cars as like, you know, reliability wise? And they have urea tanks in them to like clear emissions and stuff, and they run out all the time, and they're having problems with them. And what I'm trying to get to the point is that maybe like in America for diesels, like it's just getting to the point where it's too much almost to not to cheat. So especially if we're seeing like, you know, the bigger vehicles like the heavy duty trucks that have to purposely put software in them. And then I guess that's why you see companies like Dodge making the Eco Diesel and Ford putting, you know, the EcoBoost 6-cylinders in their vehicles, as opposed to, you know, the old days of like a Cummins inline 6 or something.
Yeah. My friend Martin Yapor in the comments says, hell, I'm sure it's illegal to smoke cigarettes in the near future. Well, I mean, that's not going to be a bad thing, but in my opinion.
I'm trying to see it. I have a dog hacking something up in the background. Sorry about that.
It's all good. We've heard worse.
Yeah, we understand.
Hey, Mike, you remember the one time, or Mike Mulligan, how about that?
Yeah.
Remember that one time your dog was behind the closed door and it was yapping and I could hear it?
Yeah, and I'm surprised you can't hear them now because they're doing the same thing.
My dog's actually upstairs. I kind of did that on purpose. He's upstairs with Mother right now, so. So here's another good topic along with the diesel stuff. What do you guys think is better, gas or diesel?
Depends on what for.
Yeah.
Okay, a truck.
Both.
Yeah, I mean, lighter duty daily driving, probably gas. But if you're obviously towing or hauling something heavy, then diesel.
Well, I just bought that Silverado. That's going to be a race truck, and that's gas. But if I were to have my way and actually had disposable income, I would definitely have a way to pull it around with, you know. So definitely diesel for tow rig. For a race truck, questionable.
Because I know there's people that race their diesel trucks too.
Oh yeah, that's huge around here.
Yeah, I mean Mike actually raced his against Andy once, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I think he did. I don't remember. That was a while ago.
Yeah, but there's some like 9-8 second trucks out here. Diesel trucks. Crazy.
So Autovlog's in the comments right now. He says, "Do you even roll coal, bro?"
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, he was in the last podcast. Actually, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but
Yeah.
Is that the guy that threw the key fob out the window?
That's the one.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah, I remember that.
How could I forget that? And what else did he do? I know he did like a premium versus regular
Yeah, he
video
actually
recently.
did that. That's kind of like a big debate that goes around too.
Yeah.
I don't have any opinion on the truck, or I had a Passat TDI for a few years, and so I had both gas and diesel. The TDI always had really great fuel mileage. You could drive that to Florida on from DC to Florida on 2 fuel stops, and that's it. So that was always nice. Yeah, sometimes it was around the DC area. There's plenty of diesel stops, but sometimes just not. Sometimes you have to really go hunting for them for a diesel station. But yeah, it was fuel mileage was the best feature, I would say, in the car.
Okay, hey Armin, I got a question for you. So, what made you want to get a Chevy SS anyway? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, that's a interesting story behind that. I actually wanted to get a GTI in 2014, which I did, but I was also looking. I heard about the Chevy SS at the time. I almost bought that instead, but then I said, let me get the GTI out of my system, and I really wanted one, so I got that. And then the diesel scandal happened with Volkswagen. My wife and I were saying, so what are we going to do? You want to do buyback or get the fix? I said, well, why don't we just do the buyback? I asked her, what do you want to replace it with? She said, I don't know. You say you're in charge of the cars. What do you want to get? I thought we were just going to replace it with a V or another, sedan of some kind. I asked her, you sure you want me to get whatever I want? She said, yeah, go ahead. She said, as long as it can fit at me and the kids, that's fine. I said, okay. Well, I want to get the Chevrolet SS. And I always wanted that one because, I like the interior space was a big thing because, I use it as a daily driver and we need the space. I like the idea. I like the fact that it was kind of a different car. You don't see too many of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of understated, kind of low key, and that's kind of what I wanted to. And I also like the engine. The motor has a pretty good history, and that was a big selling point for me too. So, yeah.
Yeah. Is yours the manual or the automatic? I forget.
It's an automatic. I initially wanted a manual. The 3 that were in my area within 75 miles. Keep in mind, I was shopping at the end of 2016, so there was like no inventory.
Yeah.
The last the 2 manuals that are left near me in Maryland got sold before I can even put money on it. But I decided to go ahead and get the auto because I really wanted the car. And I wanted to take advantage of the 20% rebate. So that was kind of one of those weird things where they were still doing it on a few cars that were still left. So I had to take advantage of that. The price was right. Plus, my wife, who doesn't drive, so he could drive it if need be. If the worst thing happens or something like that. I always think of emergencies and stuff like that all the time with the kid and stuff. But yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on the Chevy SS being out of production now?
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. I would have liked to see them continue it. Maybe, in a few years, I'd like to replace it maybe with another one if it's still the same driving experience that I enjoy. But I knew about this before I even bought the car. I was going that GM already planned on shutting it down. I think it's just indicative of what the global market is telling us. Numbers don't lie, and it's clearly a few years ago GM made a business decision for whatever reasons they decided it's not something they wanted to go with and keep producing in small numbers. But it's a bittersweet.
Yeah.
But it's
I personally think it would have been cool if they could have made like the only manual sedan you can get from Chevy, right?
Yeah.
It would have been cool if they would have made one like that, but a little cheaper for like the more for most people to be able to get, because that'd be something I know a lot of people would probably be interested in, is a cheap manual sedan, because you don't see those.
Yeah, it's really I rarely see him around me. The only times I see him, I went to a meet Day weekend, and that was it. There's a bunch of G8s, GTOs. Basically, it was a Commodore's meet, and a handful of SSs, and I haven't seen one since. Since this past weekend.
I think the first time I saw an SS in person was a couple years ago, and believe it or not, here's the weird thing. They were sitting in the spot at the bank where people's cars get repoed.
Oh man.
That's the only Chevy SSs I ever saw. I saw 2 of them sitting there side by side in the part where they got repoed, and I'm like, damn.
Do people all the time say, hey, do you know your car's from Australia? Because that happens like every meet or whatever that I went to at my GTO. People come up to me and they'd be like, hey, do you know that your car's actually a Holden from Australia? And I'd be like, no, I had no idea. And I'd make them just tell me. They actually knew and didn't know what they were like making up out of their ass. It was a pretty good time.
Man, that's when people ask what I'm driving, if they're walking by, because people look at it. What is that? They think I say it's just SS, and I'm sure you guys have heard the story. from everybody else. Oh, they think it's a Malibu SS, Impala SS? No, just SS. So I stopped telling people that. I stopped telling people it's a Chevy SS. I actually started telling people it's a Holden Commodore. And the two people that I told that to, they said, "Oh, so it's not from here." I said, "That's correct. It's from Australia." "Oh, well, it's a nice car." And that's it.
There's someone
I mean,
around here that actually has a right-hand drive Ute that they imported and somehow got to be legal.
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw it somewhere. Somebody told me about that. Is
Yeah.
it a blue one?
It's either dark blue or black.
Okay.
I don't remember. Seen it down at Cruise Weekend a couple times. There's everything.
That's on the West Coast, isn't it?
No, Ocean City, Maryland.
Is that on the West Coast?
Ocean City, Maryland.
The West Coast of Maryland?
No. East Coast.
Ocean City, Maryland.
Are you talking about the West Coast of Maryland?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't think he can hear what you're saying. That's why he's asking you.
I don't think he can hear me either because he's not responding.
Yeah.
He froze or something.
I think
Armin,
he
you heard what
froze.
he said.
Oh man.
Unless he's just sitting very still.
He's sitting real still.
Or he froze or something.
Ugh. He's probably fucking with us.
Yeah, he's like, oh man.
It looks almost
Anyway,
like he's frozen in time or something.
Yeah. He's just like listening in on this. He might just be standing still.
That look is a new profile.
Yeah.
Okay, so my friend Joel joined in the comments and he's like, "What's up?" And then ... Oh my god. I guess because of what's going on right now. I guess.
Yeah.
What's up, Joel? Okay, well, I guess we can change the topic then.
Can I just put some remarks on the Chevy SS
Oh, okay.
real quick? I think it was a big lost opportunity for General Motors as a company because when that car came to the States, like the Commodore had the refresh, it was right around the same time they were developing and releasing the current Impala. And I don't know, maybe it's because like the old Impalas, like, especially the 90s one where they did that Impala SS out of I think the Caprice. And, you see them like almost all the time as Caprice cop cars. I think it would have been cool if they would have just took instead of doing the Impala, selling that here as our Impala and having the 6-cylinder models and the family cars. And then all the way up to like the SS where come out with the Impala SS that wasn't just some leather trim and bumper. I don't know. I thought that would have been cool.
We kind of
Get some
got double
enthusiasm
on
for the
Armin
brand.
here.
You guys see me?
Yeah,
You're back.
I see it twice.
Are you on the West Coast?
There's two of you. Is anybody else seeing double here?
Yeah, and there's two of you too, Jonathan.
I'm not
I know
seeing
that's
double.
that is because of
Yeah.
the computer is what's doing the live stream, and I'm using the phone as the camera because the computer's web camera is dog shit. So that's why there's two of me. Did anybody else have any more remarks on the Chevy SS, or should we continue to a different topic?
America. That is my last remark.
Now, who was saying about the different variations of V6s or different trim levels of it? Is that East?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I think they might have covered this already, but I think they do that in Australia.
They
have,
do.
Yeah, they have. It's like one.
In my
trim
opinion, I
level,
kind
all
of think
kinds
the
of
whole.
trims.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Very good.
You want to continue, Armin? Or
Well, yeah. I was agreeing with that. It would if a lot of those if they brought some of that over to the stateside, I think it could have probably did well. Although it might have been competing with some of the target market for the Malibu, and the Cruise, and maybe the Impala.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's rear-wheel drive. Like,
I know,
other
right?
than Dodge, rear-wheel drive. I guess you can call it American with the badge sedans.
Yeah.
There's really nothing. So.
in my opinion, I think they just priced it too high. Was another thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the higher side of the four-door sedans as far as rear-wheel drive, because the only thing other than that is four doors. What's a Charger, right? The SRTs,
Yeah.
RTs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there anything else?
Our show's pretty badass.
Oh yeah, Taurus show, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's another. That's actually a really good sleeper, is what that is. The Taurus
Oh, yeah.
Show. Well, so is the Chevy SS also.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Hey Kevin, are you still there?
What's up?
I was just checking to see if you were still there because I hadn't heard from you. in a
I'm
while.
still here, dude.
So what's your thoughts on the Chevy SS, Kevin?
I think they just priced it too high. That's what I think. I mean, you can't. I don't know what Chevy was thinking with that one. I mean, it was just too high, in my opinion.
And there was very, very little marketing around it. Nobody really knew about it except
Yeah.
us. I mean, the way I understood it, Chevy and GM didn't really care. They weren't really trying to market it. They just fulfilled an obligation for inventory to Australia. And they said, yeah, we'll import 2,000 to 3,000 a year and just sell through them. You know, that was just an earlier agreement they were honoring until as they were planning on winding it down, shutting it down. So they didn't put any more money into marketing or advertising other than the occasional mention on a NASCAR race or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. That's how I found out about the Chevy SS, was because I watched NASCAR, and that was it.
Yeah, that was literally it. I mean, the Hendrick Motorsports team and, you know, all other teams that run Chevy, that's pretty much all. I heard about it, you know, by when Gordon did the introduction of the car. When was that? I think Daytona 500 in 2013, as they were bringing it to stateside. And I knew about the G8s before that, so I was always wondering what GM was going to do next after the Pontiac G8 went away. Yeah, but it is over. Nobody has to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. One thing I'm kind of wondering is, because I heard that Chevy's actually going to bring a different car to NASCAR now. It's not going to be the Chevy SS anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what they're going to use, because technically they've already used the Impala already. What are they going to do, Malibu now?
Chevy Cruise NASCAR.
God, please not the Cruise.
Oh, my. You're probably right.
That'd be kind of funny. Then people can make jokes. Oh, people in NASCAR are cruising.
No, that's a good question.
I actually saw a guy at a car meet with a Cruise, and he had it turboed with an exhaust.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was at a car meet on Sunday, and
it actually sounded
you hear this
pretty
car
good,
with a
too.
turbo. Yeah. No, I was at a car meet on Sunday. Same thing. It had like a blow up valve. I'm like, oh, what's that? And it's like Cruise.
I'm actually thinking of getting a daily driver and just not drive it as much because I didn't expect to get this car thinking, you know, it would be, kind of one of those cars I start to feel like it's getting more rare and rare. I want to keep it a longer time and keep the miles down. So maybe I'll get in a different car, maybe a Malibu.
Okay, I'm going to go to the comments here, because there were some comments about what we were talking about with the SS. And hold up, let me go back and get to them. Martin said left-handed Utes in Colorado import all the Holden vehicles. Autonut says wish they would have made a two-door before closing Holden.
Oh, interesting.
And then Autonut says the SS only came one-way loaded, mag ride, nav, everything.
Yeah.
And Joel's like, it's a G8. Then Autonut says it competed with M3 with looks and performance. Cheap M3. And then Autonut thinks they're probably going to bring the Camaro, but the Camaro's already in the Xfinity series, though. So I don't think they're going to bring that to the Monster Energy series.
No.
Because I think, like, what the...
Unless
I
they
kind
flip
of think they should put, like, the Camaros and the Mustangs in the Monster Energy series, because they're the big dogs. You know, you think they put the performance cars there?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Like, that's the thing, because they all look like two-doors now. So what's the point of making them look like, put the name of a four-door on there if they still look like a two-door?
Yeah, NASCAR will tell you that the reason why we do that, we want to reach the wider audience, and the wider audience are the sedans and the, because you think about it, Yeah, the niche market really is Camaros and the Mustangs.
So my friend John Doc's in the comments right now, and he says they might bring the Camaro into NASCAR. That's his 1,000 horsepower turbo Camaro that he's referring to.
They should just bring them.
Yeah, John, I think the NASCARs might be a little bit faster than your car around
A little bit.
circle track.
My Z06 would drug one of those things down the street, though.
What color was your Z06? I haven't went through like your videos yet. I haven't got around to it.
Black. It was supposedly black.
You say it was black?
Yeah, supposedly. It never really looked black, though, because it was always dirty.
Hold on. Say that again, because it kind of went through shitty on my end there.
Said it was supposedly black, but it never looked black because it was always dirty and it was impossible to keep. And I would never buy a black car again, but I actually just bought one, so. I keep telling myself that.
And it was the C6 Z06, correct?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a fucking car I want to get eventually.
I mean, it was a good car.
You know what's ironic, though? Is like my friend Derek Barron, he wants to get a C6 Z06 also. Guess what color he wants to get it in?
Black.
Yep. And I'm like, really, Derek? Because that's the color I want mine in when I get it eventually. But, oh well. Oh, Car Guy 11 has a question for you, Jesse. He says, do you miss the Z06?
Not really, actually, surprisingly. I thought I was going to, but like I keep talking about Cruise Weekend, it's like a giant show, and I actually saw it down there, and I didn't miss it until I had nothing to drive. But like, if I sold it, it was more of like I just realized how much I lost. It was, you know, a couple weeks, and I didn't even notice it was gone. To move on to another project, you know.
Yeah. I got a good question since we've been talking, since John brought up his Camaro. I don't know if many of you are aware, but coming up soon, it's supposed to be John Doc versus Guitarmageddon. Who thinks who's going to win?
I'm not that familiar with I mean, I know both of the channels, but I don't know how. I've seen the guy John's car run a couple times, but I don't know. It usually makes over 1,000. I know Guitarmageddon's car pretty well, and it's fast too, so I think it's a toss-up.
Yeah. I personally think it's probably going to come down to who fucks up first.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would just be who can make it work, you know? Who can get off better.
Like, who gets the best start off the line and stuff, and, like, how well the track's prepped and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'm kind of rooting for John a little bit, because I kind of talk to him a little bit more, and I'm better friends with him. So, and I kind of like I like both the cars. That's the thing. Like, I like both. Dude, I'd laugh my ass off if it became a tie somehow.
Yeah, right.
Like, it was 1-1-1, and then another one, then another one. It was just back and forth. That'd be hilarious.
Are they doing it at the track?
Forget what, John, if you're still in here, what track are you guys doing it at again? Probably Cecil County Dragway, probably. But I'm not 100% sure. Assuming he's still in the comments. He might have left because he said he was busy tonight, or he was going to join, but he was busy. So, hold on, let me look. Hold up. Okay, so AutoNut has. Oh wait, hold up. Up here. Okay, AutoNut wants to know: Did you want to do forced induction to the Z06, or you didn't want to ruin it?
Kind of. It's kind of tapped out, you know. Those bottom ends wouldn't very much boost, so it'd probably come down to spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to boost it, and only being able to run a couple pounds, and I don't think it'd be worth it, you know. If I did that, it would have gotten into a whole other expense that I just don't have the bank account to fund right now. So I don't know how that shit goes.
Yeah. Like, honestly, when I get a C6 Z06, I'm most likely going to keep it stock.
Yeah.
But, of course, every car guy has said that, and it ends up changing, so.
There's no reason to.
You got to fix the exhaust valves. See, the thing that happened with mine is it was going to be stock with, because they have like the sodium-filled valves and they break and like pretty much grenade the whole engine. So you replace them with the solid valves, and I bought all the stuff to do that. And my buddy was like, "Hey, I have a set of AI heads sitting here at the shop. If you buy my cam kit and pay me to put it all together, we'll work out a deal." And I was like, "I don't really want to." And he texted me the next day, like, "Really, we'll work out a good deal," and I got a really good deal on it. So, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do a heads cam, just like that. Spiraled out of control in like 10 minutes.
What?
I said it all spiraled out of control in like 10 minutes. It went from like
sounds like it.
stock.
And John said, yeah, it's at Cecil County Dragway.
Yeah, that'll be.
I kind of figured.
I think John Doc's the better driver. I think he'll end up taking it.
Yeah, plus, I mean, John's actually been doing drag racing a little bit longer than Nick, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I think that's... Did you see Nick's video about where he went to that go-kart track in his fire suit and shit? Where he was acting like he was a professional race car driver and telling everybody he was one, and then...
No, I haven't seen that.
I thought it was kind of funny. I was cracking up just a little bit. Hold up. I got to move over here from where this is so I can plug my phone in. Or I'm going to have a dead phone.
I've heard of Guitar Armageddon. Who's the other one?
John Doc. He's actually in the comment section right now.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
John said he's listening while he edits. Okay, let me look and see what other topics I have written down here. Okay, I went over this one before, but since we have different people, it's always good to get different opinions. What is a car you guys thought was ugly until you saw it or rode in it in person?
That's a good one.
Think about that.
I know. I got one.
What's that?
Nissan Juke.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
I've seen one in person and it's still ugly.
Yeah, the Juke doesn't do it for me either way.
I know a car that's ugly that I rode in and still thought was ugly, but I was like, it's kind of okay that it's ugly because it's also kind of cool. Like a good buddy of mine has a Pontiac Aztec, like on purpose. And it's really like, I mean, it looks like a brick that somebody dropped a couple times, but it's like so inside, it's pretty crazy.
Well, my friend Tim ought to like that because he likes the way the Aztec looks for some reason.
What the fuck?
So, okay, I guess I'll just go since some of you, I guess, are still thinking. Mine probably has to be 4th gen Camaro. I kind of thought it was ugly until I got to ride in my friend's 99 Z28, and that kind of changed my mind. Now I kind of want one.
Hell yeah.
Before I was kind of like leaning towards like a New Edge Mustang because they're cheap and easy to find and stuff. And I thought they looked good too. And then once I rode in that Z28, I think I'm leaning more towards the Camaro now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say the Pontiac GTOs. In the photos, they just didn't do it for me right away when they first came out. What, 03, 02, 04? Can't remember what years it was. But when I saw them on the road, I seen my car shows, car meets. I think they look great. I mean, I like some very
like
clean.
I'm not a big fan of like the taillights on the GTOs.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys swap them out.
Yeah.
I actually never really liked Corvettes until I just kept looking at them. And eventually, I had a C5 and a C6. Like, I never liked the C6, but, like, after a couple of years of seeing them around, I mean, obviously, I ended up liking them because I bought one, but that's weird, I guess. I never really thought about that, actually.
What year vet do you have?
I had an 06. I just split a month ago.
Can I say a car that I thought was ugly? I rode in it. Still think it's ugly?
Might as well.
I think it's like the third gen. I was like, whatever, like the late '90s Ford Taurus. I mean, it's no performance car, but I thought they were ugly. My uncle had one, and like he bought it new, and I guess he just didn't, because he's not gonna get the value from resale, and he has newer cars. But he was moving once, and I had to like go drive it to his new house, and just the center console, I think, was like, I don't know, it's just like so different to everything I was used to, and this like the waves and stuff, the way the dash kind of looked, it was just like the most ugly thing I've seen in a car from and since. That wasn't just there as a joke, Yeah. Some kid at my work has a '04 Honda Civic with plastic dip orange wheels and plastic dip orange dash, but that's like, put there. That's not from factory.
On his dash? Wow. That's an odd place for plastic dip.
Yeah, it's not pretty either. You could see it through the car too. Like, you can be like parking in the parking lot, and you could see it through the window onto the dash. It's just like orange.
Hey, Kevin, what's yours?
I would say the 370Z. I still to this day think they're ugly. I think the 350 looks way better. I mean, the inside's nice. It's a nice little, cool little car. I've never liked the 370s.
Okay. Did anybody else not go, or did everybody go? Yeah, I think everybody went. Okay. Well, since Jesse brought up Corvettes, I was kind of curious. What's everybody's favorite generation Corvette?
I kind of really like C3s a lot.
C3s. I tested one of those one time. It was not very well maintained.
You got to find the right one, because they're either real big piles of crap or they're super nice at this point.
Yeah. I just
yeah.
Because most of what I do is performance, from like a pure performance standpoint, like having the C6Z, like you can't beat it for the dollar,
Yeah. Because they've depreciated a lot.
Yeah, the market's starting to hit a rough patch right after I sold mine.
And the 7-liter
you can
engine.
get them for what, 30s now?
Yeah, high 20s if you look hard enough. But yeah, just like you said, 7-liter, naturally aspirated. You can go 9s without a power adder. It's pretty badass. Have a nice little street car,
Yeah, that has to be my pick for favorite generation Corvettes. Probably the C6 Z06.
Yeah,
I like the C7s also, but I don't know if I could ever see myself owning one anytime soon.
really small inside. I actually didn't fit in one. I drove one, but I didn't fit in it. It was pretty uncomfortable. Like tiny. I feel like it keeps going down with every generation.
Like how well did you fit in the C6?
The C6, I had the seat all the way back, and like I fit in it, but that was it. Like if I was 1 inch taller, it probably wouldn't work.
How tall are you, Jesse?
6'5".
Oh, holy Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I'd be looking up at you. I'm 6 foot.
I know that Garrett, aka Cletus, he didn't fit in his. He had to bolt the seat.
Oh yeah, he had to get another seat.
He bolted it to the floor, and he was like, "You should do the same to yours, man." I was like, I barely fit, so I'll just slum it real quick, and it works.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks for tall people is a lot of cars you can't fit in.
I'm gonna have to go with my favorite gen is the C3, the Stingrays back in the day, in the 70s. As far as styling, I mean, I think all the Corvettes are also pretty awesome. But I always had a soft spot for the C3 styling. You guys ever heard of that movie, old movie? It's called Corvette Summer. No, no, it's it stars Mark Hamill, the guy who played Luke Skywalker. He did that movie right after Star Wars, the first one. But it's he plays a high school shop student, and they build a Corvette, and he just gets obsessed with it and gets stolen, falls to Vegas, etc. It's actually it's not a great movie, but if you're a car guy and you like Corvettes, you might appreciate that.
You have to message me the name of that after the stream.
No problem.
Like another Corvette I'd say I thought was really cool looking is the 63 Stingray.
Oh, yeah. Those are awesome.
That definitely has to be another one, though. 1 year only with the split window.
Yep.
I wonder if they'll ever do the split window stuff now, because like you don't really need to see everything out of the back window, though, like the backup cameras and stuff like that nowadays. I wonder if they'd ever decide to put the split window in like a C7 or maybe even a C8.
People have actually done it. I've seen it before, and it just doesn't look so great, in my opinion. They have like I think Supervets makes a kit or something to like convert your car to a split window, and it's just like you could tell that it's like an aftermarket thing, and it's just like you should not.
Yeah, like I mean, maybe if they decided to do it with like the next generation Corvette, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like if it came like straight from the factory, it probably would be a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, like if they came out with like a whole new design, like even like if they did it with like the mid-engine Corvette that's coming out.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be like an all-new design. You know, it makes sense to do it with a new design, then, you know, just do a refresh and add it to like the C7s. That just might not fit.
Yeah.
I think my favorite generation of Corvette's the C5, preferably the Z06. I think that's the one that used some type of wood in the floorboards to save weight or something like that. And I'm not making that up, but I was watching. I was really into them for about a week. I found one online with like 7,000 miles. I was like, it's the price of a new Civic. So, you know, I think, especially with the pop-ups and the solid roof, like I think it's the only way you can get that combo, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it just looks cool. And it's just early 2000s GM, but like done right. If that makes sense. Like big engine, rear wheel drive, not so great build quality and styling, but muscle car.
I had the C5 in the interior. I know what you're saying. It was so bad. Like the seat felt like it was like soggy bread held together with paper clips and duct tape. Like it was awful.
Now, did it have that smell, that early 2000s GM smell?
No, but the truck I just bought does.
They still smell like that.
It still smells like kind of like pleather and old people and mothballs.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, we got a question for you in the comments from AutoNut. He says, did you fall in love with the Vet or the LS7? I bet the LS7 made you like the Vets more.
Honestly, I don't know. That's a good question. Probably the whole package, really, because it's just the reason I bought that car was because, you know, you don't need to make a car and then to go fast. Well, I mean, speaking, you know, everything is perspective with what making power, quote unquote, is, but like everybody thought my car had nitrous in it and it made like all this power. It literally made like 580 at the tires. So that's what, you know, I saw the, you know, cookie cutter builds that are going out there and being fast, and I just love the idea of having a naturally aspirated setup that could make good power and not too much though, you know, and was drivable and could do what it did. So I wasn't.
Okay, so
go
ahead. Sorry.
No, No, I wasn't gonna buy one. I was just looking around actually, and I found one that was like stupid cheap. I was like, okay, you know.
Yeah. And in the comments, Underground Trev says his is C4.
Yeah. LT4.
I don't know, like the whole thing with the Aussie Spark, was that just on one motor that was in the C4? Was there other C4s that didn't have that problem? The OptiSpark problem.
Trans Am that I actually just didn't fix it. I hit a puddle and the car died, and I sold it because I was just like, I can't do this. I was 17 and I had no idea. I mean, I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I really had no idea what the hell I was doing, and I was like, this car just needs to go.
Yeah, Matt Rosenthal said C2 or C6 or C7. AutoNut says C6 Z06. Now we have people talking about the movie that Armin said. And then AutoNut said, I think I missed a comment that he said. Hold up. Let me double check. No, maybe not. Oh, yeah. AutoNut said, Ed said he wanted to do I guess he's referring to the split window for the C7, but the bean counter said no. Oh, yeah, I think Mike had that in his video or something. Really, Mike?
Really?
Talking shit to Trevor?
Probably not even paying attention.
Probably not. He might now. Oh, he just said, oh, wow. Poor Trevor. Oh, boy. Well, let me double check and make sure there wasn't any other questions before we move on.
I think we lost Kevin.
Kevin, you still there? I guess his phone took a dump or something. I don't know. Here's a good question that I haven't brought up in any of them before is, what do you guys think is better, LT1 or LS1? Like the ones that came in the Camaros?
LS1. It's not even.
It was a big debate between, the LT1 Camaros or the LS1s.
I feel like the only people who would argue LT1 are people who have one.
I can't really make the argument because I don't really know too much about either. But I've only been in an LS1. I haven't been in the one with the LT1 yet. So, because my friend has both cars. He has both of them. One with the LT1 and then one with the LS1. But right now the LS1 is the only one that's working at the moment. Because he needs a new clutch for the LT1 Camaro. But he says he likes the LT1 Camaro better. He thinks it'll be faster, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for the LS1. So maybe once he gets it fixed, maybe we'll go to Mexico and find out.
Down the street in Mexico.
Possibly. Now, I don't know who's going to drive the second Camaro, but we'll figure that out when the day comes. Okay. So what do you guys think is like the best tire company overall?
Like for performance tires or just tires in general?
Let's do both. Let's do performance tires and in general.
Well, from experience, the only thing I've ever really ran on my car was I had Nitto NT05Rs on it, which was because I had a 19-inch wheel on the back, which they were all right. They're a good all-around tire. But I went down to a 17, and I got Hoosiers, and they would stick to anything. Like, you could launch it on ice, and it would pull the wheels up if it had the power in it. So, as far as what I've had so far, I like the Hoosiers a lot. Just don't drive with them in the rain, because I did that, and my car went sideways, and luckily I didn't die or crash the car.
Isn't that like the same way with any drag radials?
The NT05Rs didn't really do bad in the rain. They actually, there was this one time when there was a hailstorm, and I saw people like in the county south of me post pictures. Oh, my shit's getting destroyed by hail, and I had to speed home in the rain, and they did fine. But I think it really depends on the tire. Like some drag radials are all right, and others are the Hoosiers. Like you can't even drive at all in wet. It just doesn't.
Yeah, like from what I've heard, like I don't really have much experience with them, but from what I've heard for like the drag radial stuff, basically those two are like the ones that I've heard are really good ones. The Hoosier, or however you pronounce that, and the Nittos, but
Mickey Thompson.
Mickey Thompson too. Yeah, those. Actually, my friend JD has that on his 800 horsepower Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
He has the Mickey Thompsons on his.
Right.
And I'd probably say for like regular performance tires, like not the drag radials or whatever, I'd probably say the Michelin tires I've heard are pretty good too.
Yeah, Michelin. I like Michelins. I like Bridgestones. You know, for general driving, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
The
Anybody
only
else have
performance,
any thoughts on the tire situation?
the only performance tires I've ever bought, I was like still doing the whole owning a car thing, were the Michelin Pilots Sports. And, you know, I'm getting ready. I have like 35,000 miles on them. I'm getting ready to replace them soon, probably with Continental, the new Pro Contact they just came out with. You know, just as an everyday tire, has, you know, back roads and going around. I love the Michelins, though. Personally, the only complaint I had for them is they're a lot of money up front, but, you know, I wasn't in between getting new wheels for the car or just tires, and I decided to just get the Michelins because of all the good things I've heard about them, and I love the tires. You know, never had any like heavy rain. You know, you do hydroplane a little bit now that the tires are almost worn. They might have like 5,000 miles left on them, but you know, the car from steering feel, corner entry to just grip, like greatly improved over the Bridgestone Torrezza tires I had before it. It's more like a given though. Yeah, no complaints really from Michelin. I think they're great tires. I think Michelin as a company makes good tires from getting standard Michelins on a Camry all the way up to like a GT3 RS with like Cup 2 standards. But it's just there's so much money to replace and to like go through them and like Pirelli. Like you have to be, you know, I really want the Michelins, but you know, by all means, if you have the car that has the performance, you know, might as well get the performance tires for them, right?
Engineering Lane said so. I saw it.
I've had Pirelli's zeros on my GTI. I've been satisfied with those. I haven't tried any other tires on those. My WRX, I had Bridgestone Potenzas. They did all right. No complaints there. I have Bridgestones on I have the Bridgestones on my SS right now, but I'm gonna change those soon this summer. I'm actually thinking of trying out the Continental WS06s fall season. Yeah, this one sounds good too. You may have to-
Did everybody go or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So here's another topic. Is it better to buy new or used?
Ooh.
Used every time. It's just like I don't know. If you got the money to spend on a new car, I'm not hating on you or anything, but I couldn't buy a car and then have it be worth like thousands less unless I like really wanted something. Like if like a new whatever came out, like the mid-engine ZR1, and I had like $100,000 and I was like, I need this. That would be the only reason. But like for a truck or something, you know, like I feel like you use it everything you want in a truck that's 2 years old and spend like 10, 15,000 less than a new truck, you know. Still get the interest rate if you're financing, and I don't know. All the kinks are worked out. Like, that's another thing. When you buy a brand new model, they could have screwed something up and you'll never know, you know?
Yeah, and then nobody will know about it till later. Unlike with old cars, you can just go on the forums and you'll probably find what the problem is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, perfect example is my Corvette, the valve thing that I was telling you guys about. Like, somebody had to figure that out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's probably, they never warranted that either. So, like, people were just motors, and they're like, hey, can I, like, get your motor? This is failing across the board. And they were like, nah, it's too isolated for us to replace. You can get screwed, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Jesse on this one. I'd probably say used. See myself ever getting a brand new car. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
What's everybody else's thoughts?
I've had plenty of both, and probably the smartest thing to do is buy a car that's maybe 1 or 2 years old, for sure. And I've done that lots of times. But you know, the Mustang I just bought brand new before it was even at the dealership. I put an order on it, and I don't know. There's something to be said about having a brand new car that no one else has driven before, no one else has abused. But
That's true.
I think it's a much better deal to buy one that's like a year old.
See, the thing with the Mustang, though, is like that's in a lineage. So it's not like the newest in the model. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the first Coyote or something. So you're kind of like, your ass is kind of saved on that one, you know?
Yeah. It's already been around for a couple years, so
They're really sorting stuff out, and you know.
yeah.
Yeah, good point.
But I've bought like brand new cars before that have been first model, and they've had their problems, they've had their kinks. But I would say buying one that's, even if you can find a car that's like 1 or 2 years old, that's pre-owned, certified or whatever, you get better financing, you get the extended warranty thrown in, and it's actually a pretty good deal. And it's nothing wrong with the car.
Yeah, I'd say, either way, I think the depreciation factor, if you're looking at numbers alone, financially, it is smarter to get an older car or pre-owned car, unless you get that fancy 20% rebate, which when I rolled off a lot, the depreciation was already taken care of, which is kind of nice with the SS.
Yeah, right.
That was just the numbers. Like I said, the numbers just hard to argue against at that point. But no, I think kind of like what you guys are saying. The car's been around, tried it. All the things worked out. You have a long history of lineage, and it's a new car. I think that's great. But if it's a new model, yeah, I'd wait a generation or so, or a couple years, a couple models. But yeah,
I think it depends on the person. I mean, especially since we're car people, we're going through cars a lot more quickly than some other people. I mean, if it's a car like that you're going to keep for a long time, I've had many family members buy a new car and just keep it for 20 years, And I think if it's something you're just going to use as a daily car, there is something to be said about being the only person driving it if you're just going to buy it and run it into the ground. But for a car like a utility vehicle, like a truck or a performance vehicle, even that, you're just going to use it as its intended purpose and drive it on the track and go to autocrosses and, do some pulls on the road. I think, especially, 1 or 2 year old cars, the money you spend on depreciation, there's your turbo kit, there's your wheels and tires and suspension setup, and it's just more money to be put to that, and to get more cars that you couldn't get in the first place. Like a used Mustang GT is the same price as a new Accord V6. So this is how much more car you can get for going 1 or 2 years old rather than getting new. But definitely there is something to be said about getting a car brand new right off the factory lot.
Yeah.
True.
I don't think I've had.
And Autonut says used if you want to mod, and new if you don't want to touch it.
I don't know. My SS is new. I'm getting the itch to get it tuned already.
Yeah, my Mustang is brand new, and I've already put thousands into it. So.
Oh, don't tell me that. Now it's like, When I go to these parties, I see what everybody else does. It's like, oh man, that looks good. Or that sounds great. Oh, those are good numbers.
And since I just sold all my GTR parts, I'm going to be putting even more money into it soon.
There you go.
It's a sickness I can't stop.
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
that's
this
like
would be
that's
a
like the big
addiction that I'm
disadvantage of
not-
being like car enthusiasts is.
This is not a Google Hangout, Jonathan. This is a automotive anonymous group, right?
Yeah,
Just
we're all addicts, man. It's too much.
Hi, my name's Armin.
Car
and
addicts,
I'm
yeah.
addicted.
Hello, Armin.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we do have a question in the comments. Kenneth K says, let's see, Genesis Coupe 2nd Gen, 3.8 liter, or Mach 1? Which should he get?
Oh my.
I will be the first to say I know nothing about either of those cars.
Those Gen Coupes are no joke. They're pretty quick.
I would go with the Mach 1.
I personally use Mach
With that,
1.
I'd go with Mach 1, because I'm more of a
Wait, the Mach
muscle
1,
car person.
Mach 1 has a 4-valve in it, right?
Mach 1 has a 4-valve, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely
I was
Mach
thinking
1.
that or 3. It was 3 or 4.
They're old cars at this point. You know, they're like 03, 04. They're old. So
Yeah.
it depends on what you want.
It's a modular motor too, right? Those are modular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 32 valve. Same one they put in the Terminator without the supercharger.
I mean,
Yeah, I got a friend that has a Mach 1 over in Alaska.
that must be interesting.
Yeah, he probably don't get to drive it as much as he'd probably like.
A friend of mine has a 2-liter Genesis, which shares a similar motor to the Lancer Revolution, the Lancer Rally Art. And at least in the Genesis community, apparently they don't like the 6-cylinder ones. I guess he was saying something about reliability. It's better for the 2-liter, but my personal preference is, if sounds like a pretty modern V8 in that Mach 1, and they do look cool. To me, I would say Mach 1 on this. If it is a daily, the interior of the new Edge and the SNs aren't exactly the greatest, in my opinion. So
They're one thing they're definitely appreciating at this point, though. The Mach 1. I don't think the Genesis is at a point where it's even close to going up in value. I had an 01 Bullet, same interior, and I actually really liked that. I mean, it was kind of crude by today's standards, but there was something cool about it. It was a car that got looks everywhere it went.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those were cool.
Yeah, Underground Trev says Hyundai versus Ford. ... Well, one's a Hyundai. And then Kenneth says I'd prefer the Mach 1, and then in parentheses he says yes, it's a 4-valve, same as Cobra, but no forged internals or forged induction. But I feel like I'm gonna have to put a ton of work into a 20-year-old car, and it's a daily.
I sold my 01 Bullet to a lady here in town, and she drives it every day, and she has put a ton of miles on it, and all she had to do was put a clutch in the car. That car has been super reliable. I mean, she's put like 60,000 miles on the car in like 3 years. So 0 problems. And it's old. It's an 01, so I think they're more reliable than you might realize.
Yeah, I have friends that have those older Mustangs, and And when they take care of them, they'll run.
Yeah, like it also depends. Like if you find a really shitty one, then yeah, you're gonna have to put a lot of work into it. But if you find one that's like really well taken care of, then you probably won't have as much to do to it.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and it all just depends, like how well the person before it took care of it. Also,
You know what? If anybody wants to see, go to my channel and look up my Mustang Bullet playlist. I have tons of videos on that car. You'll see what I mean. I mean, it's virtually identical to the Mach 1. You know, similar seats, similar dash. Everything is, you know, virtually identical. And it's held up really well. You know, it wasn't a high dollar car back then. I think it was $27,000 brand new back in 2001. But, you know, worth
hey,
giving a look.
Mike, what engine was in the Bullet Mustang?
It had the did not have it had the 2-valve 4.6, but it had the bullet intake, the different aluminum intake on it. So it was older than a Mach 1. Definitely, it had like 265 horsepower versus 300. So,
Okay.
but the 2-valves sound really good. They definitely sound really good.
See,
And,
the biggest problem.
Also, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. The biggest problem about getting the Genesis is you're gonna have the Genesis, and it'll be a great car, but then you're gonna go to a meet, and there'll be a Mach 1 there, and then you'll have that feeling that that could have been you.
I think what we're all trying to politely say is no Korean cars, please.
Just say it right now.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny how Trevor just brought up Ford versus Hyundai. It's a Hyundai.
This right here, this is all the answer you need. This American flag.
Yeah, exactly. And he also says if it's appreciating, then it's a no-brainer. I just have to make sure I get one that had a good owner. My cap is 16K, so I can get something under 50K miles.
Like how old are you? Because if you're under 25, you're gonna get freight trained if you buy a Mustang. I don't know if the Hyundai will be much better, but
He's
the insurance
18,
company,
I believe.
Yeah, the insurance company might also look at it and be like, "Well, it's a Hyundai, so here's your cheap rate." Yeah.
Yeah, but if he gets the Mustang, they're probably gonna fuck him real hard with the insurance.
It's really bad. I had to shop around a lot to get my Corvette insured. Companies are.
Yeah, Jesse?
Huh?
You're how old, Jesse?
I'm 24 now. I was 20. I think I just turned 22 when I got it.
Okay.
They were quoting me like $8,000 for 6 months, and I was like, "It's a car, not a mortgage. What are you talking about?" And there was a couple companies that wouldn't even give me a quote. They're like, "Just sorry, we can't do that." Okay.
Yeah. And then Underground Trev was like, "Shameless plug, Mike. Laugh out loud."
For what? The Bullet playlist?
Yeah. I mean, I don't give a shit. You guys can plug what the fuck you want. I don't care.
You can check out my channel at Pornhub.com. YouTube.
Time to save that real quick.
And yeah, everybody's channel links will be in the description when it's re-uploaded for everybody to watch once it's over.
I got stickers.
Then he...
Like, I was saving that over here.
Go to my store.
Yeah.
Hit my paper.
Buy some cool shit.
Then Kenneth also says, because if someone is driving the Mach 1 like it should be driven, hard as... He says frick, I'm just going to say fuck. Then it isn't going to last as long. Haha, I got to buy one from a granny.
You know what? You know, you should check out Hoovie's Garage. You know, he bought that red Mach 1, the cheapest, crappiest one he could find. I don't know if you know his channel or not, but I really like it. He buys the cheapest car of whatever, the car with the most miles, whatever. And he's got that red Mach 1. I think he paid $4,500 for it or something like that. But you know, for what it is, it's pretty damn nice for $4,500 for like an 03 Mach 1. So check that out. That'll probably, and it seems to be really reliable car too.
Think about it. If you were going to spend, what did you say, 18 grand, 16 grand?
Yeah.
Buy a high mileage one for 5 grand and then blow it up 3 times, and you're still not to your budget, you know?
And you can afford insurance.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Mustang questionable, but I couldn't get insured for a Fox body. That's why it wasn't my first car when I was 16.
I'm 18, and a good friend of mine is getting a car. His parents are helping pay for it for college, and they're set on a WRX. Like, his parents only buy new, so they're set on, like, you know, setting up something for the WRX until insurance came. Like, I think he's getting a Mazda 6 now, or like a Chevy Impala or something, like, or Malibu. Like, the whole car guy thing got thrown out the window at that, because you know, anything remotely performance, like an Accord Coupe, it's just like, I think it was like $5,000 a year for Accord Coupe.
Insurance fucks you either way. So.
Like,
Well, the Hondas is they get stolen so much that I think insurance is higher on those too.
yeah.
Yeah. There's so many.
And Autonut says, Jesse's referring to you. What was your least favorite thing about your GTO?
Well, probably the terrible independent rear suspension. That's why I ended up crashing it, because
Oh God.
they cambered so hard. Like, just because the story is, like, when they were shipped over from Australia, they were strapped down in ships, and the rear suspension just compressed for however many hours it took to get over here. And because of that, you know, the rear suspensions are shot in all of them, and, you know, tires camber, and I had bald tires on the inside. So I hydroplaned it into a wall, and that was fun. But yeah, that's probably my least favorite part, because that's ultimately why I don't have it anymore. That's probably the only car I would have kept out of all the cars that I've owned if I had a choice.
And Underground Trev says, did you have a DUI before you got your license or something? Laugh out loud. I had an IROC for my first car when I was 16. I can't believe you couldn't get insured for a Fox body.
Yeah. No, I did not have a DUI before I got my license. Yeah, drinking too much milk as a toddler.
And then Autonuts wants to know, how strong do you think the C7 rear end is than C6? I see way more carnage on C7s.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't say. I've seen a lot of them blow up. Like, I beat the crap out of mine, though. And, like, everybody I know that has a C6Z, they launch them hard and just, like, they take the abuse, you know? I never seen one.
Yeah, because I know I've heard plenty of people have busted the rear end out of their C7s.
Yeah.
Because I know my friend Car Guy 11 has done that in his Stingray.
Yep.
He blew out his rear end on the drag strip.
I think every single car has its weak point. You know, GTR transmissions. You know, every popular car has its weak point, and people are going to find it. So I think that's pretty common.
Yeah, it's true. You just got to find which car has the least expensive weak point.
That is not a GTR.
There are some
So
cars
what was
where
everybody's first car anyway?
I had a Grand Prix GTP. It was a 4-door. I like raced everything, and it wasn't really that fast, but I thought it was like the fastest thing ever. It's like, yeah, I got a cool Ram Air hood. I'm gonna go race everything.
Okay, before we continue, I just want to state Underground Trev's comment. He says, Mustang's weak point are traction around crowds.
No, that's a design feature.
I was gonna ask you, dude. You said you've had a couple Mustangs. Like, have you ever gotten any urges to like just get the wheel at a car show sideways or something?
Oh yeah, crowd control. Let's project crowd control.
Hey, you know what?
It
The
really
cops
is.
should just get a bunch of Mustangs for crowd control.
Yeah, right.
Why do you think the California Highway Patrol had them? Wasn't to catch people.
Oh, wait, didn't California just get a 700 and some horsepower Mustang or something?
Oh yeah, it was like a saline one, right? Or like a Roush.
More power.
Yeah,
Something
there's
like that.
there's actually a lot of those promo cars floating around. Like there's a police GTR that was going from car show to car show. Nissan donated it. I mean, it's more. I don't know that they're actually in force, but this GTR they had was for Oceanside Police Department. It had their logos all over it and everything, but I think it was just more for promo. So, but I do know that I know the Mustang you're talking about. I just saw it the other day.
Have you seen that thing? It's some.
Oh, so you actually saw it?
No, I saw a picture of it.
Some small police department confiscated a 1,000 horsepower Corvette, and they put police, livery on it, but they don't use it as a patrol car, just for show. Maybe they use for now, but they plan.
I think they'd be smart enough to use it as a pursuit vehicle.
Yeah, you seen that video floating around? There's some. I can't remember what country it was. Somewhere in the Middle East, they have like the most ridiculous cars you can think of as police cars, like Bugattis and Koenigsegg.
Yeah, I think it's Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai.
It's
Is
Dubai.
that like real, or is that just somebody's video?
Yeah, Dubai's got Bugattis,
that's real.
Lamborghinis, a bunch of other
I
shit.
know. If I-
Like their actual cop cars, like our Crown Victorias, are like Mercedes C classes there.
Yeah.
I don't know, oil
Pretty
money, I
much.
guess.
I mean, isn't it like 99% of people in Dubai fucking rich?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that the police department has fucking hypercars.
Exactly.
Here's a good question. What do you guys think is like the best hypercar? A Koenigsegg, Bugatti, what? I personally think Koenigsegg.
Well, I'm gonna have to test drive them first before I can answer that question.
Good luck with that.
It should be a new segment of the live stream. Jay, you got the resources, right, man?
Yeah, where are hypercars at? Come on, man.
Oh my.
That wasn't a joke.
I don't think I know anybody that has Koenigsegg's and shit. Hey, maybe we should all convince Rob Ferretti to get one. Then he could come on here and show it to us. Oh my. Did everybody go on what their first car was? Because I think we kind of broke away from that.
Now mine was a Volkswagen Rabbit that I turned into a GTI really poorly.
Now, mine was a Buick Skyhawk 4-speed manual. I don't know. Everybody's jaw is like, what is that?
Yeah.
No, I know what that is. It's a Chevy Cavalier.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is.
But, yeah, but with a Buick badge. 4-speed manual.
Much more luxurious.
Yes. The velour interior.
Roll it with a velour interior with a whole velour jumpsuit, velour hat. Doing it.
Mine's the BMW I use now. You don't get your license in New Jersey till 17 anyway, so.
Ah. I did not know that. 17.
Yeah.
I have a license, I just don't have a fucking car. Which sucks. But
When are you getting a car?
Yeah, was gonna
when
say,
I can find a job in this shithole.
When are you moving?
Do I look like I have the money to move?
I don't know.
Okay, I have $20 that I still have to pay my mom back for getting my phone card. And then the next $45 I get, I have to go towards renewing my license for another 7 years because in July it expires.
Really?
But you can't use it, so I guess you don't need it.
Hey, I can use it when people let me drive their shit. Yeah, I can use it. Like one of these days, I'm supposed to do a review on a Supra, a 2000 Mustang convertible. What else? My friend Stan lets me drive his car sometimes. So it's better to have the license than not have it at all.
That's true.
Yeah.
So then, therefore, if like somebody's like, "Oh yeah, you want to review my car?" Oh yeah, I don't have a license because I don't have a car. It's like that's my thing. Is it's better to have the license so if the opportunity comes up, I can take it. But I kind of can't wait to do the video on that Supra though, even though it's only a NA automatic. But hey, it's still a Supra. So let's see. Let me check the comments real quick. Kenny said magnetic crowd control. Referring to the Mustang stuff. And then Trevor was like, there was a comment on the new Mustang cop car post that said it would get to a crime scene and run all over the witnesses.
Destroy all the evidence.
Yeah.
The Mustang jokes just keep coming.
Well, they get to a point where they're like gonna stop, and then another Mustang runs over like shopping mall full of people, and it's just like they come back.
Yeah, Autonom's
like the Honda
telling
joke,
me to
man.
buy an $800 piece of shit manual and beat the shit out of it. It's his best advice. I don't even have $800, so. But yeah. Well, unless anybody else has any other questions, I'd say we had a pretty good live stream, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Great to be here.
Yep. Well, I know I'll be doing one next week. I'm not sure what day. I'll have to see what days people are free to pick the day. But if you guys want to be in it again, be sure to let me know, and we'll do it again sometime with you guys.
Cool.
Good stuff, man.
It'll be a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Man,
Yep.
thanks.
No problem. If it wasn't for
Thank you very
Martin, I
much.
wouldn't have even. Like, I would have never thought I would have been able to even get in contact with you, Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Martin seemed to has all these connections. He's freaking talking to Spencer Burke and all these other people. Actually, he was trying to get what the hell? The guy with the freaking Lamborghini, supercharged Lamborghini from Canada. What was his name again? Damn it.
The guy from Vehicle Virgins?
No. Not him.
No.
He's not from Canada.
I know he's
I have
talking
no
about.
idea where he's from.
Daily Driven Exotics.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's kind of like jerking us around though.
Yeah. Don't wait.
He's like what he keeps replying to Martin is like he's saying, "Oh well, how many subscribers does he have, or how many people joins the live stream? Who all's gonna be?" I'm like, who the hell gives a shit? This ain't about who can get the most subscribers out of it. This is just a bunch of car guys having fun on a live stream. That's what it's for.
Pretty much.
I just had to put that out there.
You're the,
Like, this isn't about, like, I could care less if I get one subscriber from this. I don't care.
but you're
I'm the tiniest. Well, actually, no, I'm not the tiniest fucker here. That would be EastBroasters over there. He's the smallest one here.
If I get a subscriber, it would be subscriber number 7.
I just
I got that
subscribed.
somewhere.
What? Thanks, my guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna subscribe as soon as we're done, and I can.
Yeah.
move to a
Again,
different
I'm subscribing to everyone here, so.
But Jonathan, you're the interviewer to the YouTube stars. You're like everybody's.
Oh, hell no.
You're like everybody.
Fucking
Yeah,
mouse.
told you that before.
Little bitch go.
What was that?
One of these days, I'll catch this fucking mouse. One of these days, I'll get the fucker.
You tell me
He's looking
where.
across the fucking couch.
You tell me where else on YouTube you're gonna get entertainment like this that is genuine. You're not going to. That's why you're every
Exactly.
Going to go
interviewer.
This is reality TV.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I actually kind of got the idea. You know how David Patterson used to do these kind of things before?
Like this?
Well, it was actually just him and a couple friends. It wasn't like to the scale I've kind of brought it to with bringing
Okay.
so many people. But it's like the same concept.
You know
And
what?
that's where I kind of got the idea, and then I started doing it. And it's just
Yeah.
something fun for us YouTubers to do.
You have to start someplace, and you never know what's gonna take off. You never know what's gonna make somebody popular.
Yeah, you never know.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, like, for God's sakes, Nick's video that made him extremely popular was his airbags blowing up in his face while driving. So that made him blow up, and, well, Street Speed kind of helped that too. But that's not the point. But you just never know what's going to make somebody blow up. Like, you never know. Jesse could make a viral video, and the next thing you know, he's at 500,000 subscribers.
I wish. Every video that I don't want to do, and I like film it, and I'm like, man, like this is so stupid. Am I really gonna like launch this? Is the video that ends up doing really well? It's just like crazy, and then I'll sit there.
Yeah, and then the videos that you're really, excited for.
Yeah, edit it for 9 hours and do all kinds of fancy shit. It's like, oh, 40 people watch.
Yeah.
Great.
That's what
and then nobody fucking watches it.
That's what I've always said. There is no rhyme or reason to what. YouTube is such a fickle bitch, and that's what I always keep saying. There's no rhyme or reason to what's popular. Some people like certain videos, other videos they don't watch, and everybody's all into the, trying to figure out, the demographics and the algorithms and stuff. Yeah. And I just don't do that. It's just there's no sense in it.
Plus, it's harder to really even get monetized, I think, these days. I'm not even monetized. But
oh, here we go. Hey, Mike, you remember how shitty Trevor's camera was? I think were you on that live stream with Trevor?
I was.
Yeah, guess what he just said?
What?
He said, I got a new computer and webcam, so I'll be up for trying again sometime. Hit me up. Finally, He won't be so crappy.
And he's got new painted walls behind his in his backdrop, right, Trev?
I gotta
what do you do? Paint his walls pink?
I gotta roll, guys. It was good meeting all you, and thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Cool.
About that time.
Thanks for driving.
Stay in touch. I'm gonna go head over and subscribe to all you guys when this gets public.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll probably just upload it as tomorrow's upload.
Cool.
Which will be at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
So
right,
I'll have everybody's links in the descriptions and everything. So hope everybody enjoyed this podcast.
Cool.
And oh god, I can get out of the couch. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, guys.